Welcome, everybody, back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Avatar: The Last Airbender, finale of Book 1, Episode 20. The Siege of the Northern Water Tribe. Part 2, the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's get into it. Check out Patreon to get 2 weeks ahead. That is equal to 4 uncut episodes of our reactions, that is. And 1 week ahead of edited reactions, which is 2 reaction episodes. Let's check it out.
Zuko can't have gotten far. We'll find him. Aang's gonna be fine.
It's alright. You stay here, Momo. In case Aang comes back.
Momo.
Poor Momo. Unless there's a nice path. Oh boy. Ooh.
I'm sorry to disturb you. I just really need to find the moon in the ocean.
Go away. You're still here.
Yes, I need...
Oh. Perhaps that thing will help you. Chase it. Finally.
Whoa.
Come back!
Hello, Aang.
Roku.
Crazy stuff. It's a Yuan Archer's thing.
Shelter.
Just.
I need to find the ocean and the moon spirit.
Ancient spirits. They crossed over from the spirit world to the mortal world. One spirit I know of who is old enough to remember Ko, but he is very dangerous. The face stealer. When you speak with him, no emotion at all. Not the slightest expression. Steal your face.
Right now, it's just like, I don't think he's the best guy to confront someone like that.
I finally have you. Get you home because of this blizzard. There's always something, not that you would understand. You're like my sister. Everything always came easy to her. Everyone adores her. My father says she was born lucky. He says I was lucky to be born.
Wow.
I've always had to struggle and fight, and that's made me strong.
Did we know he had a sister? Well, there was like that one girl that we saw one time that looked important, but I didn't know if they said.
I think maybe Iroh mentioned one time, but I think maybe not. I think it's the first mention.
These freaking things again.
Defeat the water tribe before the full moon rises. They will be
Absolutely screwed.
I assure you I have everything under control. And to remove the moon as a factor.
Remove the moon.
Admiral Joy! Prepare to meet your fate!
Sir,
As I was saying,
what was the point?
the identity of the moon spirit's mortal form.
What?
I was a young lieutenant serving under General Haikyuu, discovered a hidden library. I tore through scroll after scroll, illustration, and the words moon and ocean. These spirits could be found and killed.
The spirits are not to be trifled
I
with.
know you fear the spirits, Iroh. I have heard rumors about your journey into the spirit world, but the ocean and moon gave up their immortality to become a part of our world. They will face the consequences.
Lore. Whoa.
Ooh.
You're just a curly-tailed blue nose.
Don't make a face.
Show no fear. Show no emotion at all.
Freaky.
Creepy tree.
I'm looking for a spirit named Ko.
Spider.
Welcome.
Ew.
My old friend, the Avatar. Long time.
You know me?
I forget you. One of your previous tried to slay me. Maybe 800 or 900 years ago.
That thing's so gross.
Why did he or I try to kill you?
Something about stealing the face of someone you love. Why should I hold a grudge against you for something in a past life? After all, you're different. Come to me with a new face.
So
Guess
freaky.
we'll be here a while.
Zuko can't be getting too far in this weather. Worried that they won't.
They're not gonna die in this blizzard. Zuko never gives up. They'll survive, and we'll
Yeah.
find them.
Been a long time since I've added a child's face to my collection.
Find the moon and the ocean.
Their spirit names are Twee and La, push and pull. And that has been the nature of the relationship.
Help me find them. An entire culture could be destroyed if I don't get their help.
Think you need their help? Quite the other way around. Someone is going to kill them! We've already met them, actually. They've always circled each other in an eternal dance. They balance each other, life and death. Good and evil. Yin and yang.
A fish.
The koi fish.
Don't.
I must be going now.
We'll meet again.
It's so freaky. I hate that thing.
So hardcore.
A friend is here to guide you back.
Oh, so cute.
Fruits of his labor coming back
I better help those fish.
before Momo eats them.
Oh my god, could you imagine? Momo just kills the moon and the ocean.
Look at those tanks too.
Damn.
He's so whoa! Oh, I love that.
That's
so
sick.
badass.
God damn it, why didn't it hit
Following
him?
this map to a very special location. We're going fishing.
Oh shit.
And it would be perfect
How do I get back?
if Aang had woken up exactly where he needed to be, right in 2 feet away from the fish.
Good riddance.
Guy's such a hater. Oh, but your spirit.
His body's not there.
Where's my body?
I guess because of Heibai.
That's gotta be Aang!
Lucky.
Welcome back.
Good to be back.
That won't be enough to escape.
Good old Appa.
Here for a rematch?
It's not gonna be much of a match.
That's it.
Hey, this is some quality.
We need to get to the oasis. We can't just leave him here.
Classic.
Sure we can. Let's go.
No, leave him, he'll die.
Yeah, he probably will.
This makes a lot of sense.
It's not his fault. He's terrible.
To kill us.
He's used some of that good rope. you were
No!
talking-
No! No! Why did...
It's because the ocean and the moon are separate. So they're losing their power. The push and pull.
I feel it too. Moon Spirit is in trouble.
I owe the moon spirit my life. When I was born, I was very sick and very weak, born as if I were asleep, my eyes closed. My father pleaded with the spirits to save me. That night, beneath the full moon, the oasis, and placed me in the pond. My dark hair turned white. I opened my eyes and began to cry. And they knew I would live. Why my mother named me Yue, for the moon.
It's so freaky.
A legend now. The Fire Nation will for generations tell stories about the great Zhao. Call me Zhao the Conqueror. Zhao the Moon Slayer. Zhao the Invincible. Get it off!
Momo's like, that's my fish.
Oh shit.
Here we go.
Don't bother.
No.
My destiny. To destroy the moon and the water tribe.
Destroying the moon won't hurt just the water tribe. Everything would fall out of balance. No idea what kind of chaos that would unleash on the world.
He is right, Zhao. General, why am I not surprised to discover your treachery?
I'm no traitor, Zhao. Fire Nation needs the moon too. We all depend on the balance. Whatever you do to that spirit, I'll unleash on you tenfold. Let it go now.
Crazy.
Katara, your magic healing spells.
It's over.
Heal it up.
No, it's not over.
That's so freaky. It's just...
Yeah. Holy shit.
You're alive?
You tried to have me killed!
Yes, I did. You're the Blue Spirit. An enemy of the Fire Nation breed, the Avatar.
I had no choice.
You should have chosen to accept your failure. You could have lived.
It's so cool with like the black and white and then the flashes from the fire.
It's too late. It's dead.
You have been touched by the moon spirit's life is in you.
Yes.
Give it
You're
back.
right. It gave me life. Maybe I can give it back.
No!
My duty, Sokka.
I won't let you! Your father told me to protect you!
I have to do this.
No! She's gone. She's gone.
Just,
Doing a little more than pushing them away.
yeah. Whoa.
Goodbye, Sokka. I'll always be with you.
Jesus.
Oh god.
It's just still going.
It can't be!
Bro couldn't even kill a fish.
Take my hand!
Wow.
I've decided to go to the South Pole. Some other benders and healers want to join me. And we help rebuild our sister tribe.
Might be
What about
nice.
Aang? He still needs to learn waterbending.
Then he better get used to calling you Master Katara. Spirits gave me a vision when Yue was born. I saw a beautiful, brave young woman become the moon spirit.
You must be proud.
So proud and sad.
I'm surprised, Prince Zuko. Surprised that you're not at this moment trying to capture the Avatar.
I'm tired.
Then you should rest. A man needs his rest.
So insane.
You too, Momo.
Come here.
Oh boy.
Who is a traitor, and your brother Zuko is a failure. I have a task for you.
So insane. Oh,
Man.
shit. One of the best episodes of TV ever.
That
do you
was
think of
a
that?
crazy episode.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
It was sad. But
Such
mostly
a
just
roller
like
coaster.
it was, yeah, that was crazy. it's so jam-packed, and like same thing that I said from last episode, where this is where like it being so fast, like I feel like sometimes in the chiller episodes it's like, okay, this is a little bit too fast, but here again it's just like perfect because of how intense everything is.
Yeah.
And everything's just going.
Yeah, everything is used to the maximum possible effect. That's one of the good things about the restrictions, where it can actually really help, because everything works really well in this episode. So many crazy fights. You got Pakku being a total badass. You actually see one thing I've always like. I want to hear what you think. One last thing, I love how they like it feels like a siege, like it feels like a war zone, like some like the different locations, like the fact that Pakku's fighting out here where they usually train, and then later when the water spirit's attacking, you see
like
them
all the streets and on the
you
bridges
see them
and
fighting
stuff.
on the streets and stuff like that, and they're kind of like everywhere. Anyway, what do you think? What
That was just a crazy episode. I hate this thing.
You don't like Ko the face stealer?
No, I don't like Ko the face stealer. It reminds me of that thing with some movie 9 with like those little like beanbag looking guys, and there's like a creepy thing that kind of reminds me of that, and I hate it so much, and I hate this also so much. It's just that like creepy like centipede, but with the extra like
mandible.
Yeah. It's never nice to look at. It's always just like deeply disconcerting, like a spider, but with, you know, even more legs and just even worse. And then like the people / animal face, just it just takes it even to another level, and like this creepy like, you know, going around, and yeah, I hate it. Really well voice acted though. Yeah, but so creepy.
So good,
and it's just like lurking around and stuff. And the poor fish, the poor moonfish, just got slaughtered.
Yeah, do you like the reveal that it was like the yin yang fish, the koi fish?
Yeah,
I always thought that was so cool.
That's just so sad. It's so sad. I mean, I guess it's alive now
it's
again.
It's just scary. Like, something about this whole thing, and Iroh's voice actor, like, the whole performance of this part, the fact that he's turning, like, you know, they were never really, like, fully on the same team exactly.
Yeah.
But it's, like, just how serious he is.
You know, it's...
Yeah, you don't just kill the moon, you're, like, dooming the world
again,
to
it shows him on, like, being very wise, and then Zhao just being an idiot.
Greedy.
Yeah.
Prideful.
Oh, I'm gonna be the guy that kills the moon. It's like, that wouldn't be a good thing. You know, even if you succeeded in that wouldn't be a thing where people were like, oh wow, I'm so glad that you killed the moon. It would be like, no, you know, like, no. I wonder what happened if he killed the water. Cause, like, the moon, like, went away.
Killed the ocean?
Yeah.
Maybe the ocean would just stop moving, because they control the tides, so, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, but the moon fully disappeared, you know.
So
but you don't know if it's, like... You don't
still
know whether
there,
it's space or, you know, I don't know.
I mean, I was gonna say it's still there, but it's not shining, but the sun makes the moon shine, so, like... If it was there...
Maybe it lost its luster, you know,
Yeah.
maybe that was it. I don't know. Scientific explanations are not the point.
Aang just, like...
Channeling the ocean spirits.
Having this, like, mech going on here.
Yeah, this Godzilla fucking experience.
Yeah, really cool design on it. It looks freaky. And I like it. And it's cool. And I like the glow. I feel like the use of lighting in this episode was so well done, because, like, you know, you have to make it dark. Like, okay, when things are dark, normally they're
to get another CGI rant from you.
No, there's because that's not irrelevant. But what I'm saying is it's interesting because here, to show that it's dark in the anime, and especially because they're in like the ice place, they use a lot of blues, and then it makes sense. And then it's like, how do you go from nighttime to darkness?
Yeah.
And
you go black and white, and then you use flashes of color to keep things interesting. Yeah.
But when you look at the black and white part, it's still relatively like light gray, because you still have to be able to see what you're doing here. But the way that it was done was really cool, and the standout of the colors, and I liked that it wasn't just the the flash of the color, it was reflecting off of other things as well.
The fact that it illuminates in color the things around it, and their clothes are still have color. It's not like the color is gone, but it's like the life has gone from the world. Yeah. You know? And did you notice that Yue, her eyes were still blue?
Yeah, I like that.
You know, I think that's pretty cool.
That was cool.
Her eyes are still blue because she had the little moon power. And
that's
now
sad.
she's the moon.
Yeah, she's the moon. I mean, it's a worthy sacrifice. At least she didn't have to marry that guy. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
I think
everything. She wouldn't have had to anyway, because I think he died out there. But that's what it's implied. I don't know if it
I guess he
actually
did
was.
get thrown over on the side of the ship.
I actually don't know. I'm sure there's lore about that with like comics or something. Maybe they answer that. But you know, we never hear from him again in the show. So I mean, I feel like, you know, again, more adult themed, he would try the assassination attempt, and because Sokka wasn't there, he just gets absolutely murdered. So
yeah,
you know, in a comedy way, he gets thrown off overboard, but he's out overboard.
Is it really that? I mean, he has a waterbender, so he could like propel him. Isn't he?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Sokka's not a waterbender.
Yeah,
he was going out on the thing.
Yeah,
I think they're just warriors.
Well,
I don't think I think if he was a waterbender, he would have chosen a better attack strategy than just spear.
True. Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking of. Like this, like whole ship infiltration. I feel like was poorly thought out in the first place.
It's not, because the waterbenders need to defend the city because there's people and civilians there.
Yeah.
So they need, all the defenses run on waterbending. But if they're being like assassin guys,
I guess that like if you just had one waterbender guy, like get close enough to be able.
Maybe they did to like help get their boat there. You know, I don't know. It's just speculation, but I feel like the waterbenders are better for defending in this area. But yeah, anyway, so good.
Man,
I love how packed this is. I love all the fighting. You like Zuko's like little speech to Aang while he's asleep about how his sister was born lucky and he was lucky to be born, or so their father said.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
I thought that was such a badass line.
I feel so bad for the fish. I mean, I feel bad for the girl too, but it's just.
Well, the fish is alive now, and she's
I know.
kind of the fish too. They kind of merged, I think, because the fish came alive, and it was the fish's life that gave her life.
Yeah, and she like straight up disappeared. So
yeah.
Yeah, I thought like I feel like the only thing I really like that like I like that storyline. I only wish that we got to know her a little bit better and not just through this like weird, very rushed romantic thing.
Very rushed in hindsight for sure after this watch.
I just like that's one thing I do feel bad that she died, and it is sad, and I like when her dad's talking about like that was really sad, but I didn't find myself. I feel like I wish, and I think I could have been more invested if we got more, like if we just had a bit more of her, and not just as a love interest, like more of her just as a person, you know?
Yeah.
I think that could have really helped, and I do find it a bit unfortunate with that.
Yes.
Her design when she is becoming the moon spirit is very cool, though.
Yeah, I agree with the whole rush thing. I feel like her kind of plot line got really was really kind of forced into whatever it had to be. I also feel like her voice actress was not selling it as much as Sokka's was. I feel like she was a bit more amateurish, just in terms of like acting.
Yeah, I do
like
think
performance wise.
Yeah, I think it like the thing. Yeah, that is unfortunate is that normally like a lot of characters, like side characters, get kind of rushed in just the story overall, and it never really matters because it's kind of like, oh, we meet them in this village and then we see them and then they're kind of rushed, but they're endearing and it's fun, and then then we leave and we leave them behind. It doesn't matter. But because she had like this huge moment, I feel like
I think it's really because there was no conflict with her and Sokka, like with Suki, for example, where she kissed him at the end. There was like kind of like a romantic thing back and forth a little bit, and it was because there was the whole thing about Sokka's like sexism arc, his red pill phase. He like there was something to overcome, and they had like back and forth, and it was only one episode too, but it felt like a lot more, and it felt a lot more developed because there was more of a journey. With here, it was like love at first sight, and the journey is her dying and then it being unfulfilled. So the conflict, I guess, is like her being betrothed or whatever, but I think also because the political aspect of the Northern Water Tribe is a lot more subtle. Like with the whole, they make a really big deal about traditions, like I was pointing out, but it doesn't feel like it, you know, you don't see why it matters. Like, why does it, like, what are the house system of this place where, like, there's political, you know, what you're, what are you, what kind of political problems happen in a place like this? You're one tribe, and yes, it's like a big place with a big city or whatever, but like, they're not, where are they trading? Do they have trade?
Well,
I thought they're like kind of exclusionists.
It's
so
like a more political marriage would actually be to marry her off to Sokka.
Exactly.
Because he's from the South Pole, and it would be good to have her, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but it was already promised. So like the idea that it's this political thing, there's a lot of tradition involved. It has its place, and it's reflected in multiple points. It's not like it's underdeveloped. It just feels thin because it's clearly to set up that, oh, we can't be together. And I think it's also just the fact that it's way over the top with her. Like, I think the most basic thing is that it's way over the top with her, like, just crying every 5 seconds, and not, you know, there's not enough time for her to be like somber and for them to be really, you know, falling in love, basically. Yeah, that's it. So, but I think it is really effective when she dies, when she does sacrifice herself. I think it's really badass and crazy. So I think it works overall. It's just that's probably the weakest part of all of this, and that's, you know, not to say that it's bad. It's just an unfortunate. It's like, it's the, I think the most it's the only real consequence of it, of sometimes it having to speed through things for the sake of other things. But everything else, you know,
everything else was really perfect. Well. Yeah, it's just unfortunate because it was like, oh, it's so silly that, like, oh, there's this love story thing going on, and they're kind of like speed running it, and it's fine because it's a side thing, but then it turns into the main thing, and then that's what's a little bit unfortunate, because everything else, like having, like, we didn't have moments I felt like as genuine as, like, with Zuko on the boat, and when he's talking to his uncle, and it's just like this whole, you know, they really get into it and stuff. I felt like it was unfortunate because so many of the other characters and relationships and stuff have, like, some genuine moments that you really, you know, get into it, and, like, get into their characters and their struggle and everything. Yeah. This episode was crazy. The last 2 episodes were crazy. Yeah, this one I think is, like, I don't know how updated it is, but it's one of the highest rated, like, episodes ever, because it's so good. Like, in all of TV, because it's so good and so great. Like, imagine watching this as, you know, every reaction talks about this, I think, but it's just, imagine watching this as a child. Like, you know, you watch, like, the whole show, and then there's actual death and consequence and legitimate sacrifice to spirits and stuff, and a giant mech battle, and, like, these, you know, a big high stakes and big consequences that, like, clearly will last a long time, and have really complex developed characters like Zuko, and you know, and yeah, remorse, you know, like when they're mourning her and looking up the moon. Yeah, it's, you know, there's a lot to there's a lot to it for a kid's show, and there's nothing else like it as far as I know. I really liked Zuko at the end when he's like, oh, I thought you'd be going after the Avatar, and Zuko's just like, no, I'm gonna have a nap. Yeah. Yeah, and that was nice. And then I like how Iroh. Oh, and then we got the little Zuko's sister here. Classic. Very exciting. Lots of things, lots of setups. Zuko's having a nap for season 2. This girl's coming into the game. Yeah, I'm interested. Zhao's dead. Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, you never tell, but he better be. I'm really interested to see Zuko's sister. Because if she's supposedly, like, way better than him, he's already really good. Like, he's very he's a very powerful, well-trained. I mean, he's powerful and well-trained, but also just his it's like what was the waterbending master guy? Pakku. He was saying, like, how, Aang, he's, like, very naturally gifted, but Katara, because she's so like, dedicated and so driven, that's what's allowing her to, like, kind of surpass everyone else. And I feel like it's similar for Zuko a little bit of, you know, maybe is not as naturally gifted at firebending as his sister, but clearly he, you know, it is so motivated. It's even when they were saying, when they were looking for Aang, they're like, oh, I hope they at least make it out of here. And it's like, yeah, well, if we know anything about Zuko, they're making it out of here and they'll be fine because he's never gonna give up and he's never gonna stop.
Yeah.
And I liked that as well. It's kind of funny that they've been like at odds with him for so long that they just know, like, you know, they're like, it's just
we can
Zuko.
trust him to be all right.
Yeah, we can trust him to operate in this very specific way that will, you know, allow us to do whatever. Yeah, it was good.
W's in the chat. Hope you guys leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.